Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I hope all is well, and today we are going to finally check out the last of the slug shotguns that I've covered, the classic tried and true pump action, the Model 680 shotgun. If you saw my last video about slugs on the VLK Rogue, a lot of the same principles apply here. The biggest thing is that with a pump action slug shotgun like this, you are entering off-meta Warzone here. It's tough to use, just like the Rogue has insane damage, but has so many things preventing it from being a truly meta type of gun that it falls into this off-meta category of guns that most people probably won't be able to make work to its fullest potential. It just takes a lot of practice. But without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into some damage and range numbers to see what really makes this gun worth looking at. The Model 680 with slugs has a max damage range of 2.6 meters, same as the VLK Rogue and a few others. In this range, the Model 680 can one-shot to the head against 3 plates of armor, and it can two-shot players stomach and up as long as you don't hit arms or legs, which deal piss poor damage no matter what range you're in, so avoid those if possible at all costs. Up to about 12 meters, the 680 can two-tap stomach and up still, but headshots will no longer kill in one shot. Then up to a crazy whopping 41 meters, the 680 can two-tap players from chest and up. Past 12 meters though, you'll need a third stomach shot to kill. But 2 chest shots at a range like that is pretty amazing, to be honest. This gun has the highest 2-shot kill range of all the slug shotguns, only second to the 725, and then the VLK Rogue is third. And even though the Model 680 has a slower time to kill because of its fire rate, time to kill isn't everything, and you can make this work. It has the ability to two-tap headshots at virtually any distance, and definitely in any distance you should be using this thing, which to me I would say is like 30 meters max. It has the potential for crazy shots, but as you'll see, there are a lot of things holding it back. When it comes to attachments, you guessed it, the Marauder suppressor is the best attachment for range on its own, with a 27% increase to its damage ranges. Then, if you add the sport barrel to it, you get the largest boost of about 38% more range. This means you could technically two-shot chess players up to, if I did my math right, 56 meters. That's kind of insane. Now with those attachments, you're looking at about a 17 meter two-shot to stomach and up as well. These are pretty amazing numbers, to be honest, but I don't recommend using the sport barrel with the Marauder because you get pretty hefty movement speed and aim down sights penalties, so I would recommend the Liberator barrel instead if you want some more range but less penalties. There's also the unique 6-round magazine attachment it has, which doesn't really change anything crazy about it besides giving you less movement speed for a slightly tighter spread and a faster aim down sight speed. This with the Marauder suppressor is actually one of my favorite ways to run this setup because of how fast you can aim down sights and how good it feels. Oh, and it looks cool as hell. Now for the downsides to this gun. To prevent myself from boring you with the same old stuff I've said 100 times, let me sum it up for you. Slugs have slight spreads to them, meaning they are inaccurate at times and don't always go right where you aim, and this is helped with big barrels and chokes. Slugs require you to have to aim down sights in most cases because why would you want to hip fire a slug? Unless someone is in your face, just don't do it. And last, slugs have a slower muzzle velocity. At about 100 meters, the VLK Rogue, which has the same muzzle velocity as the 680 and other slug shotguns, the slugs took 15 frames or 250 milliseconds to hit the target, and you had to aim slightly higher than the target due to bullet drop. A base XM4 took only 7 frames or 117 milliseconds to hit the target, and it took virtually no effort to hit the enemy. This 15 frames, by the way, is with the Marauder suppressor equipped, which gives you a boost to muzzle velocity more than any other attachment for shotguns. Otherwise, without it, it takes these guns about 23-ish frames to hit the target, which is about 383 milliseconds at 100 meters. That is rough. Of course though, 100 meters is unrealistic for engagements you should be using this thing, so at the range I recommend, like 30 meters generally, it shouldn't be as bad of an issue, but just keep in mind, you'll have instances where you think you should have hit the target, but you didn't because of all the slug issues that they have. Now, the Model 680 is more of a traditional pump action than the VLK Rogue, which you can kind of spam in a way, but the 680 is slower, and after every shot it recenters the sights, so it's much easier to work with, I found, than the Rogue, despite it firing slower than the Rogue. Also, I think the iron sights are much better too, and I never really found myself using a sight. Some blueprints do have a really clear sight picture, but I just like using the default sights with each barrel that they have to offer. I think personally it's probably because I use this gun so much in Modern Warfare, I just got used to them and they feel really good personally. In terms of a best class setup, try this. The Marauder Suppressor for more range and a better bullet velocity, the XRK True Grip Tactical Grip, which gives us the best aim down sight speed boost of all the grips at the cost of a slightly slower movement speed, the 5mm laser for a faster sprint to fire speed, no stock, and then the 6-round slug magazine. The 6-round slug mag with the other attachments will give you a pretty gnarly aim down sight speed, but if you want to use a more traditional setup, you can take that off and just run normal slugs to get the standard 8 rounds, and you can load in a shell at a time. The choice is yours, but I prefer the 6-round mag to be honest because of the faster aim down sight speed. Also, if you want some good iron sights, check out some of the other variants of the 680 and compare them in the gunsmith. I think the ejector blueprint and the Black Betty ones are two ones off the top of my head that are pretty nice if you like that clear sight picture. Now, my thoughts on this gun overall, I actually like it a good bit, and it's definitely one of my favorite slug shotguns, but it's not easy to use. The full auto and the spam ones are more forgiving and the easier ones to use. The 725 is a powerhouse, but this one is fun and it hits the right level of quirkiness. It's super strong if you're accurate, but if you miss, oh boy, get ready to die. This thing is high risk and high reward to the max. It is not easy to use, but I found it easier than the VLK Rogue because of its feel and the recoil management and how used to the Model 680 I am personally. I think I would recommend using this one over the Rogue, to be honest, despite it being slightly worse with its fire rate and handling. And with that, I want to know what you guys think. What do you think of this gun with slugs? Is it way too hard to use? Is it actually pretty easy and I'm just bad? Is this actually a secret god gun? Now be sure to follow me on Twitter so you can tag me in memes and shit posts so I can see. And with all that being said, I want to wish you all a happy day/night, and I'll see you in the next shotgun video.